Hi everyone, here we are once again to check out the last product of the latest DC deck building Kickstarter campaign. And last but not least, we have one big box, one big standalone product. It is the Injustice Gods Among Us, which is a incredible, to say the least, it's an incredible piece of product that we have here. It is quite interesting. It looks a lot of fun, and we're gonna go through everything that's in the box, and it's gonna take a while. It's probably gonna be the longest video. So get ready, prepare yourself, get yourself something to drink, and remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment if we miss anything or if you enjoyed yourself. Okay, here, let's see, where do we start? Well, first we have the rule book here, right? And we are going to address some things that are included in the booklet. However, let's first do something that I forgot to do in the previous video, that is mentioning these cards. So the last video, in case you didn't check that out, make sure to check it out. We went through the Flash versus Reverse Flash Rivals 3 standalone game. And I forgot to mention the promo cards. These are Kickstarter exclusive cards, okay, that were included in the Flash. I did show these in the first video, the very first video, the multiverse box. It also includes the police department location, which is a promo that comes with the first printing of the box. These are exclusive, okay? So let's check out these. We have first here Disorienting Speed, +2 power, attack each foe, discards a confrontation card, okay? Then we have Hard Stop, is a +3 confrontation. If you fail this confrontation, may use your power to buy one card from the lineup. This is amazing. This is the second card that allows us to bend the rules a little bit, because we had a card before that allowed us to get into a confrontation after we bought something from the lineup. And now we have the reverse, the very opposite of that. That is, if you fail the confrontation, you can still get something from the lineup. This is big. This is really, really big. Awesome card. Awesome superpower. Then we have Turtle. Turtle has +2 power, block 2, +1 for each speedster card the confronting player controls. So if that person happens to use a ton of speedsters in their turn, this block actually increases by the amount of speedster cards that you have. Wow, amazing. Very, very well thought out, this card. I'm impressed that this card is actually a Kickstarter exclusive. Shouldn't have to. Then we have here what it is, the Thinker. Yes, +1 power, confrontation, puts a card from your discard pile into your hand, which makes me think about the Hard Stop card, which is also a Kickstarter exclusive. So not really nice of them to do this with the people who won't be able to get these cards. +3 power, the next time you discard a card this turn, you may pass it to a foe's hand. So you can discard a vulnerability, pass it to your foe's hand, Weather Wand. Nice. Very interesting. Then, since we got this out of the way, now we can move to the promo cards of Injustice. These particular two, were unlocked in the Kickstarter. Okay, so these cards are gonna be in the first printing of the Injustice. Sorry, I don't think this promo is gonna be in there. Maybe because it's not specifically Injustice, but I believe it's gonna be in the Injustice box. I mean, along the box. And if you get it on the website or something like that. But this one, it actually has the tag Injustice and promo. So this one, it's gonna be, it's a Sinestro card. It's gonna be in the box in the first printing. It's Sinestro move, super move. And then we have a bunch of Kickstarter cards. But first, I'm gonna also show you guys the exclusives. Sorry, not the exclusives, but this one, the Batman Who Laughs. He was unlocked during the campaign, so he's also a promo card. I don't know. I mean, he's supposed to be a card that you can use in any game. It's not an Injustice exclusive card, so you can use him in any kind of DC deck building match, right? However, same situation as Beast Boy. I don't know if it's gonna be included in the Injustice box. Maybe not. Maybe it's something that they will, I don't know, make it available in events or whatever. But you can check out Cryptozoic's website, see if it's included in the pre-order. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. So these two here are exceptions. They are not Injustice promo cards, right? And okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's see what they actually do. Here we go. Sinestro is a super move. This is a specific rule for the game, for this game in particular. +2 power, deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe for each villain you control and in your discard pile. Wow, this is amazing. This can be a lot of damage. This can actually get, I don't know, a whole health bar away. Now this one, this is gonna be hard to read. So let's get real close. Beast Boy, here we go, Beast Boy. They actually changed the art for this one. If you go to the Kickstarter page, you're gonna see that the image there is a close-up of Beast Boy. It's the same art, but it's a close-up. You don't have the building background as well. But in this one, they decided to make it a scene, so it's an action scene. And then we have here, let's get real close. There you go. So it's draw a card. You may put your deck into your discard pile, then discard any number of cards. For each card discarded this way, put a different card with the same type and cost 6 or less from your discard pile into your hand. Wow. Okay, so you're gonna end up with 1 card in your hand. Oh, I mean, well, you're gonna have whatever you still have in your hand. And now you have something that costs 6 or less. Wow, it has to be another card. It says for each card discarded this way. Oh, this can be a lot. This is nuts. Yeah, you can cycle your entire deck if you want to, and then only get the good cards out of that. This is insane. But, well, it is a staple of their promo cards to be really powerful, so people don't usually use them because of that. It's interesting to have these cards, but people don't usually use them because they're too powerful. And he also has a first appearance attack. Discard 2 cards with cost 1 or greater, which comes to mind that actually this is a superhero. This is a Nemesis card, so you have to fight it. So you got to be playing with a villain to fight a superhero, and he costs 11. So there is some level of balance there, if you can say that. Maybe not. And speaking of laughter, here we go. The Batman Who Laughs, which is also a foil card. They made all these cards foil. It was one of the unlocks for the Kickstarter, so all the oversized cards for Injustice and this promo got foil treatment. You may gain weakness cards from the destroyed pile. Start of your turn, you may gain a weakness. If you do, play the top card of the main deck and destroy it. This is insane. And when I say insane, it's not because it's too powerful. It's actually insane. What kind of game are you playing? you're just getting weaknesses in your deck, and you're getting the cards that are on top of the main deck and you're destroying them, so you get to use them only once. It's random. It's crazy. Well, it's the Batman Who Laughs. It's destroying the entire universe. That's his motto. What else? So we've seen the promo cards. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna show you the Kickstarter exclusives, because of course I'm gonna show it, but I'm gonna leave it to the very end, just like I did with the supervillains for the Bombshells unboxing, so I don't spoil anything for the people who don't want to get spoiled by these things. So the only thing that I'm gonna say is that this here are exclusive cards. This whole deck of cards, over 30 cards in here, are exclusive cards. I mean, I would say over 40 or maybe 50 cards here. Probably 40, around that. These are all exclusive, Kickstarter exclusive cards. Okay, I'm gonna leave them to the end, for the end. And also I have here the supervillains, the superheroes, and super moves, okay, for this game, and the clash cards, which is you only use the clash cards in the impossible mode. I'm gonna explain this also by the end of the video. And we have two additional superhero and supervillain here. So leave these over here for now, the spoilery section. And let's go through the starter cards, so, and also the weakness cards. So we have here these, and also we have the equivalent of the kick cards. In this case, we have flying kicks. Okay, we got flying kicks. Similar treatment that they do with the rivals games, right? So the difference here is that since we're playing Injustice, and in this game we have health bars, which in regular DC deck building we don't have health bars, most of these cards deal damage or reduce damage. So let's check this out. Here we have light punches, okay, and for this one they did something interesting. If you got the Kickstarter version, you have an upgraded version of the game where you can also play up to 6 people, okay, with 6 players. There is a major problem with that decision, and I'm gonna go into that very, very soon. And it's something that it's also visible in the rule book, okay? Then you can play with 4 people, 4 players, or you can go to up to 6, right? Well, in order to do that, you need more starter cards. So these additional starter cards are part of that deck of exclusive cards that I showed you. So they are in the Kickstarter exclusive cards, right? This pile, though, it's for 4 players. So we have enough for 4 players. So Light Punch, regular, +1 power, okay. Then we have Heavy Punches, which is also +1 power. However, it has an attack, deal 2 damage to a target foe, okay? So in order to counter that, we have 1 single defend card in your starter kit, which is discard this card to avoid an attack. So it's a defense, and you can avoid any kind of attack. It's not just damage, it's any kind of attack. So this is to mitigate the fact that you already start with an attack, but you do start with more than 1. You have, I think it's 2 punches per player, maybe. I think it's that, two heavy punches per player, and your regular run-of-the-mill vulnerability, nothing extra. Okay. All right. So weakness. The weakness card says return this card to its stack if destroyed. Take 1 unavoidable damage and return this card to the stack. So every time you play a weakness card, not when you gain it, when you play it, you take 1 unavoidable damage, and then this goes back to the weakness stack. Okay. Fairly simple. And then we got a Flying Kick, which is 2 power, regular, just like a regular kick, but with an additional kick. You're flying. So you deal 2 damage to target foe, all right? So it's the same cost as a regular kick, but additional effect because we have those 2 pesky health bars to deal with, right? Speaking of which, let me show you how we keep track of that. So when you get the regular version of the game, you're not gonna have the cardboard version, right? The boards, the dual layered boards. You're not gonna get that. You're gonna get these, right? So these are like regular paper card, right? And you're also gonna use tokens, cardboard tokens, to keep track of this, right? Okay, here, these are the tokens that you're gonna be using for this game. I don't want to give you any spoilers, so I'm just gonna show this side. These are KO tokens, which give you -3 victory points at the end of the game. And they also have additional effects on their backs, okay? Why? This is similar to another Cryptozoic game, very similar, which is called Epic Spell Wars, Annihilageddon, yes, that's the name of the game. And it's the same thing, they have the same tokens. In the back of the token, you got an effect that could be a bonus for the attacker or a penalty for the defender. And they take effect as soon as you get them if you're playing impossible mode. Okay, so this is not for the regular game. This is like an advanced mode, okay? Which also includes the clash cards that I'm gonna show you later. So I'm not gonna flip these, because if I do it, then you guys are gonna be spoiled by the effects. Okay, here we have regular tokens. Okay, so, and here's the funny thing. Okay, not fun, funny. The funny thing is that we have 6 tokens okay, for players, 1 color for each player, okay. And then we have 4 charge tokens. So the way this works is that you need to put your charge token here and you keep track of this. They only give you 4, and this is stated in the rule book. And I mean, come on, if you tried to give us the option, what are these? Color options? Like, oh, I don't feel like using green, I'm gonna use red. So we have 2 additional there, so there is a color option for people. No, this was intended. You gave us rules to play with 6. So why did you include only 4 charge markers? You got 6 health markers and 4 charge markers. This does not make any sense, okay? I mean, of course, it makes sense because you have only 4 cards, right? So if you're gonna just give them 4 cards and you're gonna give 4 charge meters, why do you give 6 player counters, health counters? You know, this is weird. I don't get why. But anyways, I diverge. The if you have the dual layers, I mean, if you got the Kickstarter, you're gonna have at least 4 of them. So these are the dual layer and very thick boards, okay? And the way this works is that you use these round tokens, right? These are wooden markers and the wooden squares, okay? So it's not really necessary, you know? So it's something extra for the people who decided to back the game on Kickstarter, right? So if you want to play with 6 people and you don't have these dual layered boards, you will only have 4 of these in the regular box. So 2 people will have to keep track of their health and their charge meter, I don't know, in a piece of paper, you know, because maybe using dice, because maybe a d20, because this is 20 health, so you use a d20 and a d8, okay, because your maximum amount of charge is 8. You cannot exceed this, even if the game says that you charge your meter and you're at maximum, you don't get an additional point. So you can use a d8 and a d20 for that. So yeah, I don't know, weird decision. And fortunately, I decided to get the add-on for 2 more of these. So when they get you 2 more of these, you get these colors. You get black squares and black square and green square, and these 2 markers, so you can use it for 2 additional boards. The other ones are purple, blue, gray, and red for the other players, and they come with the regular 4 dual layered boards that are included in the Kickstarter version, okay? So finally, we have these tokens that are used for an advanced mode, and the advanced mode happens to use a oversized board. Cards, they are cards as well, but are the locations, right? And this is similar to Legendary X-Files. If you know any other game that does something similar, you can leave a comment. But so the way this works is similar to X-Files Legendary, because this is gonna be your lineup. So you got 5 cards, right? You don't use this in the regular game. This is an advanced mode, but you're gonna put 5 cards in the lineup, and if you know that there is an effect in the exact same position of the lineup, you put a token to remind you that there is an effect, there is a buy effect in that position. So you put this token on top, on the card itself, to remind you that if you get that card, you get an additional option. So for example, in this in Fortress of Solitude, if I gain the second card in the lineup, target foe gains a weakness. And this is not an attack, okay? This is a straight effect. There is no way to avoid it. The person will get a weakness, okay? Same here, you get a Phantom Zone. So the way this works is that whenever you get something from the lineup, in the next turn, you're gonna move, before the next turn, you're gonna move everything to the left, okay? And then you complete with additional cards until you have all 5. Well, Salsa, what happens if there are more than 5 cards in the lineup? Because there are effects in the game that allows you to get additional cards in the lineup. So how do you deal with that? Well, you're gonna create a second row beneath this one, and so this means that you can get an effect. You can get the same effect twice. For example, if you get 7 cards, so 5 here and 2 here, right? So if I get the second card, I'm gonna get Doomsday effect. If I get the 7th card, the last one, I'm gonna get Doomsday effect again in the same turn. So, and then I move everything over to the left, right? This is very interesting and very well thought out, right? Very, very cool, right? And the tokens to remind you that you need to do this, right? What else? So we've gone through the promos, we've gone through the extras for this game to play, either impossible mode or advanced mode. Now we're gonna check out the heroes, right? So we got here villains and heroes. And by the way, for this game specifically, it doesn't matter if you're a hero or a villain. You can play either, and there are no rules to differentiate them. Okay, so here we go. Harley Quinn. Nice foil effect there. Once per turn, if you have 3 or more cards with different types this turn, draw a card and attack, deal 2 damage to target foe. Nice. Then we got Green Arrow, Injustice Green Arrow. The first time you play an equipment each turn, charge your meter and reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an equipment, draw it, otherwise discard or return it. What it means by charge your meter, whenever the game tells you to charge your meter, that means once. So you go 1. You go up 1 level in your charge meter. So if it says, oh, charge your meter 3 times, so you go up 3, right? Here we go. Injustice Batman. Injustice Batman, what do we got here? First time you discard or play a defense card each turn, charge your meter. And then he's got a meter burn, which is a way to use your meter token, right? Your meter points to do effects that are not super moves, okay? Because your character, you're gonna pick a character and you're gonna have a super move related to that character, okay? If you happen to be playing with a character that is from a different set, that it's not from the Injustice set, you still have to get a super move. You can do that randomly. There's There are specific rules for that in the rule book, but normally you get a super move that is associated with your character. And then there are cards that have meter burn effects that are additional way to use your charge meter, right? Your meter charge meter. Here you go. Put a card with cost 4 or less from your discard pile on top of your deck. All right. Then we have Injustice the Flash. Injustice the Flash does when you're attacked for the first time each turn, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Each time you draw one or more cards during your turn, charge your meter, of course, because this is the Flash. Then we have Shazam. You guys know how Shazam in this game can be powerful when they want to. So here we go. Once per turn, charge your meter once for each different non-starter card type among cards you played this turn. So you get one for superpower, one for super move if you play a super move. Right? What else? Equipment, location, and hero and villain. So yeah, if you get to play all of these, am I missing something? Power, location, yeah. Oh my god, you can almost fully charge your meter. Yeah. If you get lucky, right? So here you go. Injustice Nightwing, once per turn. If you control 2 or more different cards, non-starter cards with the same type, same thing, change your meter and power once, right? You charge your meter and you get +1 power. Not as powerful as Shazam, but similar. A little bit, yeah. Then we have Lex Luthor. Each time you gain an equipment, charge it. So he becomes Batman. He becomes Batman. Each time you gain an equipment, charge a meter, and you may put it on top of your deck. Wow. And then he's got a meter burn. Destroy a card in the lineup, refuel the lineup. Okay, he's better than regular Batman. And the Kickstarter backer card is here. This is the exclusive Kickstarter card. Forgot to take it out of the pile, but here you go. Each time you buy a card from the lineup, reveal the top card of the main deck. If it has a cost greater than the card you just bought, add it to the lineup and get +1 power. There you go. And here we have Hawkgirl, Injustice Hawkgirl. You may put attack cards you gain on top of your deck, period. The first time you empty a foe's health bar each turn, draw a card. Okay, so you only have 2 health bars. But, well, if you're playing with a lot of people and you attack multiple people, I don't know, maybe, if you get to drop them all at the same time. Injustice Superman, the first time you play a super move, no, sorry, a superpower each turn, charge your meter and +1 power. Reduce the first damage dealt to you by a foe each turn by 1. Well, it's the same thing. So yeah, reduce the first damage by 1 by foe each turn. Alright, so here we go. Joker, Earth 1. First time you destroy a card each turn, charge your meter. And once during your turn, if you've dealt 5 or more total damage to any foe this turn, look at the top card of your deck. Destroy it or draw it. Then we have Wonder Woman. Each time you play an attack card with a cost of 4 or greater, charge your meter. And then she's got a meter burn. Increase damage you deal to foes this turn by 1. So this is for every time you deal damage. Yeah. And Yellow Lantern. Each time you gain a hero, charge your meter. Each time you play a hero, you may discard a card. If you do, you draw a card. Then we have this amazing art for Catwoman. Each time you gain a card from the lineup, charge your meter. The first time you successfully attack any foe each turn, look at the top card of the main deck, return it, or add it to the lineup. Then we got Killer Frost. Didn't like this foil very much because it's supposed to be snowy behind her, and it looks like a mirror. It's just a mirror. Each time you play a villain, heal 1. Pay 2 health. Target foe cannot avoid your next attack this turn. So first card that we see that allows you to heal, which is also a thing in this, because you can get damaged, but you can also heal. Then we have Raven. All right, cool effects. Each time you gain a superpower, charge your meter. Once per turn, if you have played 2 or more different superpowers this turn, play a hero or villain from the lineup and then destroy it. And finally, we have a promo card. This promo card is for Injustice. It is included in the first print box. If you didn't get the Kickstarter, you will get this card if you get the first print. Each time you play a villain, put a card with a cost of 0 from your discard pile in your hand. Discard 2 cards, charge your meter. And it doesn't say once per turn, so you can discard 2 cards, charge your meter. Discard another 2 cards, charge your meter again. Whoa. Crazy. Alright. And now we go. As I said, it's a standalone product. And it's a beefy one. Oh my god, look at this. Oh, there you go. Enormous. Tons of cards. So we go, a knife! What is this, a knife? No! +1 power, you may destroy a card in your hand or the lineup. So we gotta repeat here, Batmobile. +1 power, if you have a defense card in your discard pile, draw a card. Okay. Bow and arrow, +1 power, draw a card, do 4 damage to the foe. So these are cards. The Batmobile, bow and arrow. We've seen similar cards in other sets, but since they needed cards that were specifically damage dealing cards, they decided to do a few repeats here and there. So we got Harley Quinn's giant mallet over here, and it says draw a card, and it's Shazam that it's holding. It's holding her back. If you play or have played 3 or more cards with different types, including this one, you may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. And then we got Batarangs. Oh, these boys. These bad boys. They actually have an extra ruling for this because it's not very clear in this card. So let's go through this and then I can explain you. +2 power and charge your meter. Defense. So here's where it gets tricky. Discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, charge your meter, deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe, and draw a card. Now here's the part that is interesting. If you avoid this attack, you deal the damage before the other player gets to do anything. And if that happens to knock them out, you knock them out. So this is very cool. This is very cool. It's not only an interrupt, it's a hell of an interrupt. All right, so we got here Chattering Teeth. +1 power, destroy the top card of the main deck, deal damage to the target foe equal to the destroyed card's cost. This is also an attack. Grapnel Launcher. +1 power. Target foe cannot avoid your next attack this turn. Meter burn, draw a card, then discard a card. Quiver of Arrows, +2 power. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it is an attack card, draw it, otherwise discard it and return it. Then we got the Super Pill. I know it doesn't say super, but it's supposed to be super. This is something that is thematic with the Injustice game and comics. So it's 5U93R pill. It's a pill that allows you to be super. It allows you to resist and endure damage in order to fight these gods, these big bad gods. Because the way that they did this, it's because, for example, if you're playing a fighting game and then you put Batman against Superman, it's not very logical that Batman will defeat Superman 101 or, I don't know, Wonder Woman for that matter, or Green Lantern or whatever. It can happen in the comics, but in a game, in a fighting game, that wouldn't make much sense. So they came up with this idea of the super pill, that it's something that you take and then you're good to go. You can be dropped from the stratosphere into the ground and you're still gonna be up and running. No problem, no scratches. So yeah. And we have 3 of these cards. Green Lantern Power Ring. You may gain a hero from lineup and put it in your hand. If you choose not to, draw a card. Meter burn 2, put a hero from the discard pile into your hand. Sinestro Core Power Ring. So we have here, you may gain a villain from the lineup and put it in your hand. If you choose not to, draw a card. Meter burn 2, put a villain from your discard pile into your hand. Nth Metal Mace, or 9th Metal Mace if you prefer to. It's the +2 power and attack. Deal 6 damage to target foe. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Defense, discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, charge your meter, deal 4 unavoidable damage to the attacker, and draw a card. No, what, come on, this is insane. Oh my god. What? It costs 6? What? Lasso of Truth. +3 power. Foes cannot avoid your next attack this turn. Not too shabby. Sword and Shield. +2 power. Target foes. Then you got an attack. Target foe gains a weakness. Defense. It's an attack and a defense. Discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw a card and target gains a weakness. Alright. Then we have Injustice Catwoman. Basic, draw a card. Meter burn X. Gain a card from lineup with a cost of X. So if you have a charge meter of 8, you can get a card that costs 8. That's nice. Very nice. Oh, the redemption. If you have been playing DC deck building for a while, you may know that the Atom, it's not the best hero. They haven't treated him right in this game. So here we have +1 power. Reveal the top card of your deck, destroy it, or return it. This is okay. This is okay for a card that costs you 2. Actually, it's not okay. It's better than okay, because you can start destroying cards from your deck right from the get-go, right from the start of the game. If you happen to come across this card in the lineup in the first few turns, this is great. This is awesome. But, well, can't say the same thing for the other Atom cards. Then we have Black Canary. Plus 2 power. Area attack. Deal 2 damage to each foe. It's an area attack. Wow. Then we got Injustice Batgirl. Plus 2 power and charge your meter. Defense. Discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, charge your meter. Deal 3 unavoidable damage to the attacker and draw a card. So this is a lighter version of the other one. It's cheaper as well. It's not 6, it's 4. And it's, well, but it's, oh, it's still 3 damage. I think this one is better than the other one. To be honest, I think this one is better than the other one. Probably. Don't remember the other one quite well now, but yeah. You guys can go back and compare. Then we got Cyborg, Earth 1. Plus 2 power. Each foe you successfully attacked this turn reveals an equipment from their hand. You may play one of the revealed cards, then return it. Okay. Then we got Deathstroke. Yes. Plus 2 power. Attack deals 6 damage to target foe. Yes, of course Deathstroke is going to be dealing damage. Then we got Nightwing. Nightwing. Charge your meter. Plus 1 power. Draw a card. Defense. Discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, charge your meter and put up to 2 cards with cost 4 or less from your discard pile into your hand. Alright. Oh, here we go. We got Zatanna. We got Zatanna everywhere now. Yeah, Injustice Zatanna. Plus 2 power. Either burn, put a superpower from your discard pile into your hand. Okay. Way to cycle those superpowers. We got Injustice Black Lightning. Okay. Here we go. Plus 1 power, charge your meter. And discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, charge your meter twice. Yes. Then we have Martian Manhunter. Plus 2 power. Each foe you successfully attacked this turn reveals a villain from their hand. You may play one of the revealed cards, then return it. When it says successfully attacked, this means the attack was not defended, okay? Because people think that successfully is the card. Okay, I played the card. No, it's, if it's not defended, then it's successful. Draw 2 cards, Swamp Thing. Meter burn 2, heal 5. Ooh. You don't see healing that often in this game. If you're not playing Killer Frost, you don't see, I haven't seen that many heal cards. This was the first, or maybe the second one, I don't know. Here we go. Dr. Fate. Kent Nelson. If you control superpower, area attack, deal damage to each foe equal to the cost of the superpower, one of the superpowers you control. Wow, that's a lot of that can be a lot of damage. So it's plus 3 power, and if you have a superpower that costs 6, that's a lot. Wow, amazing. And if you get to play him again, if you have any way to return him from the discard pile, get a hero from the discard pile, play him again. Wow, the never-ending cycle. Mind Games, plus 2. Meter burn 1, put a defense card from your discard pile on top of your deck. Then we have Soaring Hawk, plus 1 power. If you have an attack card in your discard pile, draw a card. The cheaper cards are always there and there. Draw a card, you may discard a card. If you do, charge your meter. Defense, discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, charge your meter and draw a card. Excellent. Excellent card for get the draw going. Yeah. And you're also charging your meter. This is amazing. Yeah. Super Breath. Is this one better? Let's see. Plus 2 power. Increase the next damage you deal to one or more foes this turn by 2. Meter burn 2. Target foe cannot avoid your next attack. Okay, so no, yeah, it can be. Because you're going to increase the next damage you deal to one or more foes. So yeah, you can target multiple people. If you get an area of attack damage and this, and then you burn your meter, nobody will defend. No one. Oh, and it says target foe, so it has to be one. Even if it's an area. Well, I can check that out in the booklet later, but I think it's only one person. Turbine Smash. Meter burn, destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. This is nice. You still have to use the meter burn. Don't know, but well, it is what it is. If you don't have any other option, that's what you gotta do. Construct Acts of Terror. Alright, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. It's an attack, deal 1 damage to target foe for each starter in your discard pile. Okay, that's cute. That's very cute. Demigoddess Smite. Plus 1 power, you pay 1 less charge to activate your meter burn effect this turn. Interesting. Speed Dodge. Okay, Speed Dodge, charge your meter and draw a card. Discard to avoid an attack. If you do, charge your meter twice and draw a card. Okay. Same thing, yes. Heat Vision. Here we go. Plus 2 power. Area attack. Do 3 to each foe. Again. Running Man Stance. I believe there is some clarification for this one. Draw a card. You may destroy a card in your hand. I think Heat Vision as well. You may destroy a card in your hand, burn, and draw a card. Okay. Oh, I think the clarification for this one is that you may destroy the card that you just drew. Something like that. If you burn your meter or something, yeah, we're gonna see that later. Super Strength, and he's lifting a submarine. Plus 2 power, you may destroy a card in the lineup. If you do attack, if you do, you get an attack. Okay, deal damage to the target foe equal to the destroyed card's cost. Okay. Flying Ground Slam. Wow. Plus 3 power, if you successfully attack a foe this turn. Plus 2 power. Hey, hot damn. Speed Force. Choose another card in your control. Play it again. Defense. Put this card at the bottom of your deck to avoid an attack. If you do, charge your meter twice and draw up to 2 cards. So it's amazing either way. Well, it costs 7, right? And here we have Injustice Regime Soldiers. Plus 1 power. If you have dealt 3 or more damage to total to a foe this turn, you draw a card. Simple, a little too simple, but yet effective. I mean, the game, it is trying to have you deal as much damage as you can to the opponent. So if you get to draw a card, I mean, I love card draw as much as the next guy. So you give me card draw, going nuts. Here's another draw. Draw a card. Attack. Target foe gains weakness. Killer Frost. And Robin. Plus 1 power. Charge your meter. Defense. Discard to avoid an attack. If you do, you may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. Nice, nice. We need these cards. We need cards to thin out the deck. Yes. Plus 2 power. Meter burn 3. Plus 2 power. Which is this? Oh, the Atom Smasher. Okay. Atom Smasher. Then we have another Cyborg. Villain Cyborg, Injustice Cyborg. Plus 2 power, meter burn 2. Put an equipment from discard pile in your hand. Okay, basic, simple. Deadshot. +2 power, and deal 4 damage to target foe. Injustice Parasite. Each foe you successfully attacked this turn reveals a superpower from their hand, and you may play one of the revealed cards. Nice. Interesting, because, well, it's Parasite, so makes sense. This would make sense even with Clayface, I think. Yeah, even if they did it with Clayface, would be nice. Injustice Bane, +2 power, and if you play or have played defense card this turn, you may destroy a card in your hand. Nice! Wow. And then got Raven, +2 power. Each foe you successfully attack this turn reveals a hero from their hand. You may play one of the revealed cards, then return it. You're probably asking yourself, why does he keep saying that destroy cards is good, and why does he say... Because this is a deck building game, and you don't want your deck to increase in size too much. So you want to get rid of the weaker cards in order to have the stronger cards come back every shuffling cycle. Because whenever you run out of your deck runs out, you get to shuffle your discard pile and play those cards again. So yeah, you don't want to keep the... If you've played things like Slay the Spire in video game, other deck building games like Dominion, Marvel Legendary, whatever, you know what I mean. Then we have... What do we got here? Solomon Grundy. Put up to 3 cards with cost 0 from your discard pile in your hand. Area attack. Each foe gains a weakness. Okay. Giganta. What do we got here? +2 power. You may... of course, she's fighting Atom Smasher. Sorry. Just noticed that. You may destroy a card in the lineup. If you do, replace it. And meter burn 3 +3. Okay. And what's interesting about this card is this is not an attack. You get both effects, and if you use the meter burn, you get a third effect. So nice. And finally, last but not least, we got Aquaman. And Aquaman has +3 power. If you control an equipment, area attack. Deal damage to each foe equal to the cost of the equipment you control. Any equipment you control. Wow. Coolio. Yes. Okay. So now we're gonna delve into spoiler zone. Okay. I have here the villains and the Kickstarter exclusives. So again, if you wish to avoid the spoilers, I will totally understand if you leave this video to check out one of my other videos. And if you do so, remember to leave a like and a comment in this one as well, and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more content like this. This is probably the last one that I'm gonna do, but I don't know, maybe if you want to check out something different, maybe something that just got on mail, I just got by mail, you know, this just arrived because I did not have this one for the multiverse box, and this can be quite hard to get these days, and it's also the first print, which includes a promo card. So I'm good to go. All right, so let's see the exclusives, right? Let's check out the exclusive cards. Here we go. First, we have coordinates received. This is a Lex Luthor super move. +2 power and destroy any number of cards in the lineup. Refill the lineup. Deal 1 avoidable damage to each foe for each different cost among the cards in the lineup. This costs 5 from your charge meter. Okay. Then we have Darkest Night, the super move for Nightwing. Play up to 2 different cards with cost 4 or less from your discard pile. Deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe for each card with cost 2, 3, and 4 you control. Endless Whiteout. This is for Killer Frost. +2 power and heal 2. I'm starting to think that they decided to go full healer with Killer Frost. Deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe for each damage you healed this turn. So she heals and she damages. Why not? The power of Shazam! What we got here? Here we go. Here we go. Super move. Discard any number of different cards, then draw that many. Deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe for each different card type among the cards you discard pile. These super moves are super indeed. Deadly Sin. This is for Raven, and her father is in the back, so this can be good. Review the top card of each player's deck. Play 1 of the revealed cards, then return it. Do 2 unavoidable damage to each foe and an additional 1 damage for each card you play this turn you didn't own. So everything that you play from other players' hands becomes damage. This one is for Catwoman. 9 lives. Okay, here we go. Each time you gain a card from the lineup this turn, replace it and you may avoid any ambush effects. Then deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe. Gain a card with cost 5 or less from the lineup. So this is a good time for me to explain the flashcards. So I'm gonna skip real quick here. Talk about the clash cards. Okay, here we go. I'm not gonna show all of them because I don't want to give you spoilers right now. But these are effects. These are ambush effects that happen when you shuffle these cards in your main deck. Whenever you place these cards in the lineup. Again, this is for the impossible mode only. So this super move, it's best used in an impossible mode match. So whenever you draw these cards and you show them in the lineup, you got to do the effect. And again, this is not an attack. It's not avoidable. It's a penalty of some sort. The only way to avoid, as far as I know right now, is with this super move. I have not seen any cards that make you avoid an ambush card. So yeah, nice. And it costs 7 from the charge meter. And you gain a card from the lineup. Oh my god. Then we have Power Armor. Again, all these cards are Kickstarter exclusives. You're not gonna see them anywhere else if you did not get the Kickstarter. I mean, you're gonna see them here. Here we go. +2 power. Meter burn. You pay 1 less to buy cards from the lineup this turn. Okay. Energy shield. You might see these cards in a certain video game that I'm not gonna say the name. But if you're a tabletop player, you know exactly what video game I'm talking about. Here you go. Ongoing defense. Discard from play to avoid an attack. If you do, you may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. Okay. Then we have Screaming Sticks. +1 power. Put a card with the cost 3 or less in your discard pile in your hand. Wing-a-ding. Wing-a-ding. Charge your meter and draw a card. Defense. Discard to avoid an attack. If you do, charge your meter and put a card with cost 3 or less from your discard pile into your hand. Lots of things that put cards in your hands. Back in your hand, it's back in your hand, it's charging your meter and back in your hand, and draw a card and charge your meter and back in your hand, and here's an attack and a bunch of damage. Cat Claws. +2 power, area of attack. Each foe that avoided an attack this turn, discard a card. Okay. Then we got superpowers here. Flash Freeze. Flash Freeze. It's draw a card. After you avoid an attack, you may reveal this card from your hand. If you do, heal 3. And you just reveal it. You just have to reveal it. So if you're the first time you reveal this card, of course, you need a defense. You need another card that it's a defense. And then you show this. And now everyone on the table knows that if you have another defense and they try to hit you again, you're gonna heal 3 again. Because you just have to show the card. You don't actually use it, right? Frostbite. So this is, you may destroy a card pile. If you do, charge your meter X times and heal X times. And you heal just as much, and it's the destroyed card's cost. And then you draw a card. What? This costs only 4? Wait. You destroy a card in your discard pile, and if you do that, you charge your meter, you heal, and then you draw a card. And this costs 4. My god. This should have been like a 5 or 6. Right? My god. What do we have here? Dark Transmission. +1 power. Play a card with a cost X or less from the lineup. Return it at the end of the turn. X, the total of damage you have dealt to the foe this turn. Okay. So you need to deal damage. Yeah, you need to have dealt damage that turn to any foe in order to play the card. So yeah. It's balanced. It's balanced. Atlas Torpedo. Okay. If this is the first card you play this turn, discard your hand, draw 4 cards. So I smell a Batmobile. I'm smelling a Batmobile. Not the one in this game, the original Batmobile. Charge your meter once for each card with a cost 1 or greater discarded this way. It's way better than the Batmobile. Oh my god, you discard the cards, you draw the cards you discard to become the... My goodness! Bolt of Zeus! Where is he? I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Who's taking that damage? A silhouette. +3 power, charger meter 3 times. Then we have Calibac. +3 power, area of attack, deal 3 damage to each foe. Injustice Bizarro. +2 power, area of attack again. Deal 1 damage to each foe plus an additional 1 damage for each weakness card you reveal from your hand and discard pile. Victor Zaz, or Victor Zaz, as you prefer. If you successfully attack a foe this turn, you may destroy a card in your hand, and +2 power. Then we have Huntress. Where is it? +2 power. After avoid an attack, you may reveal this card from your hand. If you do, you deal 3 unavoidable damage to target foe. A little bit conditional, but okay. I love the art. It's not amazing, but I like it. I like the motion in the art. And I like Huntress, so yeah. She's cool. Here we go. Batwoman. Justice Batwoman. +2 power and additional +1 power for each defense card in your discard pile. Captain Atom, +1 power. Meter burn, destroy X different cards in your hand and or discard pile. +1 power for each card with a cost 1 or greater destroyed this way. The cleaning. The cleaning lady is here. Or the cleaning man in this case. Wow, the cleaning captain. Wow. Come on. And here we have, well, I'm gonna leave these here because still these are promo cards. So anyway, Injustice, Green Lantern. So we got, these are Nemesis, okay? Superheroes, supervillains, they are Nemesis. They are cards that you have to fight off in the game. When you're playing the advanced mode, which includes the arenas, the cards that I showed earlier, these, whenever you defeat an Nemesis, you change the arena, okay? That's why you have so many different arena options, because whenever you defeat one of these guys, you change the arena. Also, they came in levels. So this is level 1. I have a level 3 here. Got a level 2 here. And there's even a level 4. And what they did, this is to make the game easier to track with randomization. What do I mean by this? Usually when you're playing the DC deck building game, you are fighting Nemesis according to their cost. So this increases usually by 1. So you're like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and goes on, right? What they did here to create randomization is they assigned a level to a cost range. So if you check the rule book, you can actually use Nemesis from different sets in the Injustice game just as well. All you need is to refer to this table here, but it has cost and level. So whatever is cost 8 is level 1, whatever is 9 or 10 is cost 9 or 10 is level 2. Cost 11 and 12 is 3, and anything that is 13 or plus, it's level 4, okay? So you pick the Nemesis that you want to use, and then you shuffle them according to their levels. So you got a stack of level 1s, a stack of level 2s, a stack of level 3s, and a stack of level 4s. The game will tell you in the rulebook how you're gonna set these up, right? So you're gonna have to pick the villains are in ascending order. So from level 1 to level 4. However, because of this system, you can shuffle. You can have things that cost 9 and 10 or 11 and 12, and you don't have to necessarily fight them exactly at the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 order, right? So it's cool, it's interesting, I like it. So here we go. Green Lantern, +3 power, and a level 1. You may put a defense card from your discard pile on top of your deck, okay? He's got no first appearance attack because he's the first level 8s. Usually level 8s are the very first Nemesis in the stack, so they don't have a first appearance attack. Then we have Hawkman. Again, all these cards are Kickstarter exclusives. +3 power and area attack. Deal 6 damage to each foe. First appearance attack. Each player puts an attack card with cost 4 or greater from their hand or discard pile into the lineup. Each who cannot gains 2 weakness cards. Okay. Here we have Martian Manhunter again, now as a Nemesis. Draw 2 cards, and Each foe reviews the top card of the deck, deal damage to each foe equal to the cost of the card they revealed. First appearance attack, each player discards the top 2 cards of their decks and take damage equal to their combined cost. Wow. Wow. It's the combined cost. Okay. And then we got the Green Lantern core. Wow. Nice shot. You may put up to 2 heroes from your discard pile into your hand. If you choose not to, plus 3 power. First appearance attack, each player discards all attack cards. That's not nice. And then we have the Flash. The Flash has draw 2 cards, of course. Meter burn. Draw 2 more cards. First, unavoidable first appearance attack. Each player gains 3 weakness cards. You may meter burn X to reduce the number of weaknesses cards by X. Okay, so you can burn up to 3 from your charge, and then you get no cards in your hand. I mean, it's the only way to do it because it's unavoidable. So yeah. Oh, here's Lobo again. Not as a player character, but as a supervillain. Plus 3 power, you may destroy a card in your hand and or discard pile. Okay. First appearance, and the players with the highest total victory point value on cards in their hands destroy a card with the cost of 1 or greater in their hands. Okay. Wow. And there is a clarification for that. I believe it's if you have weaknesses cards in your hand, and that reduces the total of victory points in your hand. When you're accounting for this, they do reduce the cost, the total cost. Sinestro, nice. You may put up to 2 villains from your discard pile into your hand. If you choose not to, plus 3 power. Okay. First appearance attack, each player destroys a defense card in their hand or discard pile. Each who cannot gain weaknesses. It's similar to the other one. The Spectre. Draw 2 cards. Deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe for each card in their hands. And just, wow, this is amazing. And first appearance, deal 1 damage to each player for each attack card in their hands and discard pile. Okay. Trigon. Here we go. Trigon. We're coming to an end. You may put it up to 3 cards. Here we go. 3 cards each. That's Midsplick. Yeah. With the cost of 6 or less from your discard pile into your hand. If you choose not to, plus 3 power. First appearance attack. Each player destroys 2 cards in their hand and deals damage equal to their combined costs to the foe on their left. So finally, last but not least, we have the man, the myth, Darkseid. Okay, what do we got here? Plus 3 and reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Destroy any number of them and return the rest in any order. Charge your meter a number of times equal to the combined cost of the cards you destroyed. First appearance attack, each player discards 2 random cards and take damage equal to their combined cost. Oh my god, that is nuts. That is nuts. What? Incredible. Okay. And here we have the additional punches, right? Vulnerabilities and defense. Now, there is more, because one of the additional sets for the 5th player is just like the regular set, okay? So here we have. Now, for the 6th player, they have exclusive art, and they have the 10th anniversary logo. So this is actually exclusive. I believe, I don't know if this is gonna be exclusive because they don't have the exclusive thingy here. So maybe they add this to the regular game to make it a 5-player game. Even though we don't have enough cards and counters for a 5th player. But anyways, maybe they include these in the retail version. But the other ones, I don't think so. The other ones, I think, is gonna be really Kickstarter exclusive, and that's it, because we have the logo here. So Light Punch with Bane fighting Batman. Okay. Then we have a Heavy Punch, which in this art is Captain Atom fighting Superman. Right? And then we have a Vulnerability with Hot Girl here. And we have a Defend card with Wonder Woman and Catwoman fighting. Nice. Really, really nice. Okay. Now we've covered everything that is Kickstarter exclusive and promos and all. But we did not finish. We still have ways to go. Sorry guys, I'm taking too long to do this, but it's the only way to cover everything. So here we have the supervillains for Injustice and the superheroes that are not exclusive, okay? They are part of the game, okay? So this is a spoiler material for the people who are going to get the retail version, and they don't want to be spoiled with what Nemesis they have in the game. All right, so here we go. Supervillains. Injustice Joker. Draw 2 cards. This is the first card in the Nemesis stack. Increase damage you deal to foes by 1. It's ongoing. Then we have Injustice Shazam. You may gain a superpower from the lineup and put it in your hand. If you choose not to, +2 power. First appearance attack. Each player discards a superpower and takes damage equal to its cost. Each who cannot gains a weakness. Then we have Ares. +3 power. Deal unavoidable damage to each foe equal to the cost of another villain you control or in your discard pile. First appearance attack, deal damage to each each player equal to half their current health. Ooh, rounded down. Oh my god. Oh my god, you can take as much as 10 damage in one go. Boom. You drop to half. You lose an entire bar. Okay, Black Adam. We got here, you may put any number of attack cards with different types from your discard pile into your hand. If you choose not to, +3 power. And you got a first appearance attack. Each player discards a hero and takes damage equal to its cost. Each who cannot gains 2 weakness. Wow. Lex Luthor. You may put up to 3 equipment from your discard pile into your hand. If you choose not to, +3 power. And the first appearance attack is each player discards a random card. The players who discard the card with the highest cost gain a weakness. Okay. What else? What do we got here? Oh, there we go. Doomsday. +4 power. Area attack. Each foe gains 2 weakness. First appearance. Each player destroys a card with cost 5 or greater in their hands or discard pile. Then the heroes. We have Aquaman. Okay. Here. Earth 1. +3 power, and you may put your deck in your discard pile. First appearance attack, each player reveals a random card from their from their discard pile and destroy it unless they take damage equal to its cost. Green arrow. You may gain an equipment from the lineup and put it in your hand. If you choose not to, +2 power. Each player discards an equipment and takes damage equal to its cost. Each who cannot gains a weakness. There are a lot of first appearance attacks doing that same effect. Like, you cannot, oh well, you gain a weakness. I'm sorry for you. Green Lantern, Earth 1, +3 power, deal unavoidable damage to each foe equal to the cost of another hero you control or in your discard pile. So it's the same thing as the supervillain. And each player gains a weakness for each card that costs 4 or greater in their hand. Then we have Batman. You may gain all meter burn cards from the lineup and put them in your hand if you choose not to, +3 power. Okay. And first appearance, each player destroys a meter burn card in their hand or discard pile. Each who cannot gains 2 weakness. And finally, no, not finally, because we have Wonder Woman here and there's the Superman there. So the last 3, the Trinity, the DC Trinity is right here. I'm such a child. There we go. Wonder Woman, +3 power, defense. Discard to avoid an attack. If you do, redirect any damage from the attack to a target foe and draw 2 cards. And the first appearance attack is each player discards a villain and takes damage equal to the cost. Each who cannot gains 2 weakness. Superman, I love this outfit. This suit is amazing. Look at this art. I'm not even a Superman fan, but this is amazing. +3 power and put any number of different superpowers from your discard pile in your hand, of course. And first appearance. Each player destroys an attack card in their hands and discard pile. Each card you fail to destroy gain a weakness. Okay. Then we have in the because remember I had the clash cards here, right? And we have also additional super moves. I mean the regular super moves in the game, right? So let me get first these 2. They were unlocked cards, okay, in the Kickstarter. Originally they weren't meant to be in the game, but now they are. So we have a Injustice Superman level 4. Superpower cards gain ambush attack. Each player gains a weakness. At the end of each player's turn, deal damage to that player equal to the number of villains in the lineup. And Batman is a stack ongoing. Equipment cards gain ambush attack. Each player gains a weakness. And at the end of each player's turn, deal damage to that player equal to the number of heroes in the lineup. Wow. Very powerful. Very, very well. Anyway, they are level 4, so it was bound to be. It was bound to happen. Here we have the super moves, and starting with Arsenal Assault. This one is for Green Arrow, shooting a bunch of arrows. +2 power, deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe for each equipment you control. Nice. In your discard pile. Beware my power. Green Lantern's light. This one is for the Yellow Lantern. +2 power, deal 1 unavoidable damage for each hero you control. Same thing, but with heroes. Then we have Justice Javelin. +2 power, deal 4 unavoidable damage to each foe. Wow. Kryptonian Crush. +2 power, Superman. Deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe for each superpower you control or in your discard pile. So they're fairly thematic for each one of these. So they're meant to make the player, oh, I'm playing Green Arrow, so I'm gonna get a bunch of equipment cards. Oh, I'm playing Superman, so I'm gonna get a bunch of superpower cards, and so on and so on. Let's be serious. Why so serious? Let's be serious. Each time you destroy a card in this turn, deal 2 unavoidable damage to each foe, plus 2 power, and destroy a card in your hand. Mallet Bomb. This is for Harley Quinn. Play the top card of the main deck, then destroy it. Deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe for each different card type among cards, including this one you played this turn. Speed Zone. Speed Zone is for the Flash, and it says each time you draw a card this turn, deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe, plus 1 power, and draw a card. The Dark Knight. Okay. For Batman, 2 plus 2 power, deal 1 unavoidable damage to each foe for each defense card you control and in your discard pile. And the final one is for Hawkgirl, the Power of Nth, right? Plus 3 power, and deal 3 unavoidable damage to each foe, then deal 2 unavoidable damage to each foe for whoever has 11 or more health. So if you have more health, you take more damage. All right. Now we're about to finish. Now we're about to finish. I believe so. I don't think there's anything else. I think I've covered everything except the impossible mode flashcards. Okay? So I told you guys this was gonna be a big one. So we have here for impossible mode, all of them are clash cards. All of them have different names. So this one is Overload, okay, and it says ambush. Each player may meter burn 1 to avoid this card's damage. Each player reveals and draws the top card of the deck. The foe to your right deals damage to you equal to the cost of the card you drew. Okay. Then we have System Failure. Each player discards their hand and draws 3 cards. Each player may meter burn to draw 2 additional cards. From the shadows, each player resolves the current Nemesis card's first appearance, and if the current Nemesis is face down, its next attack is unavoidable. Okay. Because maybe you have already defeated the Nemesis, so it's accounting for that. And I believe this is only once. The clarification for this card is this can happen only once. Destroy all cards in the lineup with cost 5 or greater. Refuel the lineup. Each player gains a weakness for each card destroyed by this card. Blindsided. Savage Beatdown. Each player may meter burn 2, avoid this card's damage. What's the damage? Each player reveals a card from their hand and deals damage equal to the cost to the foe on their left. Home Surgery, okay. In the mansion with Alfred. What do we got here? Each player may meter burn 1 and meter burn 1 and heal 4. But this is random. This is random. This can happen anytime. Finishing move. Each player may meter burn 3 to avoid being defeated by this card. Each player with 6 or less remaining health is defeated by the foe on the right. And that's it. It's literally a finishing move. Like, finish him. Dun dun dun. Traitor Among Us. That's sus. Each player gains the top card of the main deck and gains weakness equal to half its cost rounded up. Oh my god. Favor of the gods. Ambush. Each player may meter burn 2. Avoid discards damage. Each player gains the top card of the main deck. The foe to your right deals damage to you equal to the cost of the card you gained. Okay. A nasty surprise. Nasty surprise. Destroy all cards in the lineup with the highest cost, then refuel the lineup. Ambush attack. The foe to your right deals damage to you equal to the cost of the destroyed cards. Enemy of my enemy. Each player reveals a card from their hand and passes it to the target foe. Then put the cards you were passed into your hand. Cover fire. Each player may meter burn to destroy a card in your hand or in the discard pile. Okay. Then we have a blast. Players with the lowest total victory points value on cards in their hands deal 5 unavoidable damage to a target foe. So you get to pick the target. Total anarchy. Ambush. The players with the highest total victory point value on cards in their hands gain 2 weaknesses. And finally, mobilize. Mobilize. Each player discards any number of cards from their hands. Charge your meter once for each card you discarded this way. Remember, these are optional cards. You don't need to use them in the basic game. This is for the impossible mode if you wish to do it. Guys, I would love to go through the details of the clarifications of certain cards, but this video is already massive. We're clocking about an hour and a half. That's a 90-minute long video just to showcase this box. Amazing content, amazing art, and amazing exclusives. You gotta get yourself Injustice Gods Among Us. It's another kind of DC deck building game. It's a experience. If you do use the advanced mode, if you do use the clash cards and everything, it's gonna be really, really hard to win the game. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment if you endured to this very moment, and subscribe to the channel if you wish to see more. Please tell me so in the comment sections if you would like to see more stuff related to board games, card games, RPGs, whatever, games in general. And I will do it, but I need your feedback first. And up until then, see you next time. Bye-bye.